saying that my Game Boy Color isn't working. Maybe you can repair that for me. Oh wow, there's batteries. I didn't even know that. Pretty old batteries that no longer work. But yeah. The information Game Boy Color. Been having this for years. At some point it didn't work, but then it just stopped working. The external cord and the volume. The Game Boy screen. And back here is where you insert a game card into the Game Boy Color. One of a kind. Unfortunately, there's no lighting into the Game Boy Color, so you would have to use like natural light for it to shine on the screen. There was two different versions of the Game Boy Color. There was the Game Boy Color, of course, and the Game Boy Horror. I think that was only exclusive. I could be wrong, but I saw that in the game of Luigi's Mansion and the Nintendo GameCube. That was pretty cool. The select and start button, the A and B button. The D-pad and the word Nintendo on it. Pretty cool. Now let's enter the game for it. We have Super Mario Land. Let me just open this up. Super Mario Land. 6 golden coins. An old Mario game for the Nintendo Game Boy. Well, technically it doesn't say color, but it also applies for the Nintendo Game Color, Game Boy Color. So it does not work, unfortunately. We need definitely to call this number to see if it can help us repair our Game Boy Color. That's how it will look like. Oh, I forgot to mention, there's also a headphone jack and a power cable. It's like a portable, like a cable charging that you connect to your Game Boy Color and mount to the wall, the power brick for it to turn on while you can play on your Game Boy Color. And the speaker on the corner, not loud, but it can be loud at times. Therefore, there's an option for you to use the headphones on the Game Boy Color, which is pretty cool in my opinion. Now we have the game inserted in the game pack. Now let's take it out. Yeah, pretty cool. Let's try another Nintendo Game Boy that I have here that's completely broken and just plain awful. So let's take a look at that. Now we have the original Nintendo Game Boy, the very first one. As you can see, it's way does not work. And it's dirty, and I try to clean it as much as I can, but it just doesn't want to come off the stains. And the blue thing around here is missing. first Nintendo Game Boy. I don't even have a clue how I got it. The on and off switch. I think that's what it is. Interesting. Yeah, Nintendo. What year was this made? 1989 model DNG. This one does not have a phone number for me to contact them in case my console's not working. And apparently this one requires 4 AA batteries. That's even more energy wasted and more money to buy for you to plug it in. Wow, look at down there. Very filthy and dirty. I would go down there and get this fixed, but I don't have the money for it nor the time I wanted to get this fixed. This also comes with a headphone jack that you could also plug in and listen to the music of the game or the sound of the game. And then there's the on and off. The little screen, in this case it's kind of like yellowish, dark yellowish. And the logo, Nintendo Game Boy. The D-pad, the A and B button, the start and select, and the little speaker, which in my opinion isn't that loud since the last time I ever held an actual working functional Nintendo Game Boy. There's the headphones jack in it. Also you can play, I think I mentioned that already. And an LED button that turns on when your console's on. Here, let's try putting on a game for the Nintendo Game Boy. Wow, look at that. I have a Mortal Kombat game. The first one, I think it also came on the Super Nintendo, but I didn't think it came on the Nintendo Game Boy, so I have to have it, I love Mortal Kombat, best fighting game ever. Mortal Kombat, my favorite character in Mortal Kombat is either Reptile or Sub-Zero. Reptile or Sub-Zero, one of those two are my favorite characters. So now, let's try inserting a game into the Nintendo Game Boy. And I think this is for it held in position. Yep, for the game to be held so it won't be taken out while playing. That's pretty interesting. I forgot that this feature even existed. I was wondering is it for to lock in the game back so it won't come out. Yep, pretty much. I guess the power all right, the ones right here. Now I remember this was a while back. I remember watching old Christmas ads of Nintendo, and there was old videos of people getting the Nintendo Game Boy for Christmas. That was pretty cool. I mean, I wasn't born in that era when the Game Boy came out, the Nintendo Game Boy came out, but it would have been a fun experience if one day I wake up and then you open up the Nintendo Game Boy and you got that as a Christmas present. Let me know in the comments down below if you ever owned a Nintendo Game Boy, or if you ever got